Here's something I just got. I'm going to try it out and see how it works, but it's an infrared lamp and it's supposed to heat up pretty hot for helping to dry paint. And I've got it because a couple of the brackets that were supposed to be on this Super Cub weren't there. They didn't get welded on at the factory, and so I've got to break this powder coating that's on the fuselage in some places. I've got to take it off and weld these brackets on, and so I wanted to try to powder coat it back over where we take the powder coating off, and after it burns from welding on the new brackets. I thought I'd try this. Now it's not as big as I thought it was. Well, it might take a couple of them to get the job done. It's supposed to get up to pretty hot, so I'm going to try it and see how it works. It's got a ceramic heat element that's supposed to be pretty tough. They showed it even sticking it in the water, the heat element itself underwater, and with it on and not breaking. So we'll see. But it kind of comes as a kit. I have to put it all together and wire it up. So looks like we've got well, there it is. There's the mount for it. The reflector, and there's a ceramic on this end, and it's got just little tabs on it. Apparently these, and it probably doesn't make any difference which. There's no instructions with it too either. That's something that's really fine. So anyway, I suppose these wires just slide onto those tabs like that. That's easy enough. Then we'll have to wire it up to an extension or a cord plug-in to plug it in. And I think it's supposed to be 220. Like I said, there's no instructions. There's nothing with it at all. It's just a guess, and by gosh, so far, you know, these light bulbs that you use for work lamps and stuff, they require you to it says 700 watts. If you get any oil on it for your fingers or anything, then it will cause a hot spot and cause it to burn out. So I'm going to just handle this with a paper towel. Okay, so that has got to push in to these springs quite a ways to get it to go into this tab down here on this end. So there's a catch down here on this end that's got to go, that it goes in. I'll push in all the way, then I'll need to get another hand. So you need 3 hands to do this. One to hold the fixture, one to hold the bulb, and one to get it down into the carrier thing. And that is real soft, mild aluminum, so I bent that. I'll try to get that straightened out. See that little tab just bent right in there. So, but it's real soft. It's easy to bend. So they do send a spare clamp in there in the kit, which I suppose is a good thing. Maybe that's supposed to go someplace else, but I don't really see another place to mount it. So that's it. Now we've got to find a cord, hook it up, and I guess I'm going to have to wire a 220 outlet in here so that we can give it a try. Probably need to get some kind of a plate to put on the back here, something to hold it, to clamp it with and stuff, but well, that's what she looks like. I come up with this little thing here for a mount and a shield, and I just got it mounted on there. I was having trouble with these little spade connectors there staying on, the spade on there, so I got my soldering iron out and I soldered those on, so they'll stay on there now. I took this piece and I thought I'd put it in the roller and try to roll an edge on it. I roll it around, kind of a shield. So anyway, we got it mounted up there okay. And I just wired up a little 20 amp 220 outlet circuit for my welder that I just got done using. So I thought I'd use that. And I went to town and I got a length of 14 gauge cord, 20 amp plug, and wired it in. There was no nothing for a ground on this at all. Well, I just took the ground wire and tapped it into the sheet metal surrounding this, and then so a little grommet in the hole right there. So we'll plug this in. When I figure out a way to hang that from something that won't burn up, we'll plug that in and see how it works. Well, here's that little heater, and it's putting out a lot of heat. This shield here, it doesn't get much. It kind of comes to where my fingers are. That's about it. So it's reflecting it out pretty good. So this shield here should stop the heat pretty good to keep it from coming back and protect the wiring and stuff like that. That's mounted on a camera tripod. I've got a phenolic block. I grilled that phenolic block out for 1/4 20 and then mounted it on, drilled a couple of pilot holes for and mounted it onto that aluminum plate with number 6 sheet metal screws. So that looks like that's going to work. I'll be able to turn that down at an angle, point it in whatever direction I want, and it's just a cheap tripod, so I can adjust the height of it. And I'm going to do a little experiment here. I've got 3 different pieces of metal. Got a piece of 30 thousandths aluminum, piece of 14 gauge steel, and a piece of 16 thousandths stainless steel. And I've got them set up on this stand. The center piece there is just 26 inches from the face of that heater. So we'll leave that on there for a little while and see how hot those pieces get. Do a little change up here. Okay, now we're 1 foot away from them. Well, it looked like maybe it was heating up a little bit after I got it close there and put that little piece of aluminum foil on there as a reflector. The pieces were warming up. So I took the powder coater gun and sprayed a little powder coat on them. We'll see what happens now. Well, I can see the aluminum is on this side. I can see it starting to shine up. And looks like the steel is too, the upper portion of it. The lower portion of it is still milky or foggy looking, dry looking. And it is moving down the panel. It's been 20 minutes and that stuff is glossed pretty good and flowed out pretty good. Since this is just a test, it's probably good enough. So I'm going to unplug this thing and go have dinner, let it cool off. Well, it's been about 45 minutes or so. Maybe not quite that long since I shut that thing off. Oh my, that's nice. Oh yeah, that aluminum one is just as smooth as it can be, all the way down here to where the clamp is on it. The steel, that turned out good too, and of course the stainless steel. Yeah, those work. That looks good. This is a piece of 30 thousandths aluminum. And that's a nice shiny. There's the back side. Yeah, that turned out nice. That worked. Okay. There's a piece of steel. And down here towards the bottom where that bar was, it didn't get quite so hot. But up here on the top where it got hot, that flowed out real well. Stainless steel is the same way. Real nice flow out. Bonded real well. There's the back side. And down here, of course, where it got the bar where the clamp was, acts as a heat sink, and it's kind of down below where the light was shining. It's pretty rough, and there wasn't much paint on there anyway, but yeah, you get up here where the paint powder got, and it looks pretty good.